guys, Chapter 2 from Magic Treehouse number 1, Dinosaurs Before Dark. This chapter is called Monster. It says, Jack crawled through the hole in the treehouse floor. Wow, the treehouse was filled with books. Books everywhere. Very old books with dusty covers. New books with shiny bright covers. Look, you can see far, far away, said Annie. She was peering out the treehouse window. Jack looked out the window with her. Down below there were tops of other trees. In the distance he saw the Frog Creek Library, the elementary school, the park. Annie pointed in the other direction. There's our house, she said. Sure enough, there was their white wooden house with the green porch. Next door was their neighbor's black dog, Henry. He looked very tiny. Hi, Henry, shouted Annie. Shh, said Jack. We're not supposed to be here. He glanced around the treehouse again. I wonder who owns all these books, he said. He noticed bookmarks were sticking out of many of them. I like this one, said Annie. She held up a book with a castle on the cover. Here's a book about Pennsylvania, said Jack. He turned to the page with the bookmark. Hey, there's a picture of Frog Creek in here, said Jack. It's a picture of these woods. Oh, here's a book for you, said Annie. She held up a book about dinosaurs. A blue silk bookmark was sticking out of it. Let me see it. Jack set down his backpack, grabbed the book from her. You look at that one and I'll look at the one about castles, said Annie. No, we better not, said Jack. We don't know who these books belong to. But even as he said this, Jack opened the dinosaur book to where the bookmark was. He couldn't help himself. He turned to a picture of an ancient flying reptile, a pteranodon. He touched the huge bat-like wings. Wow, whispered Jack. I wish I could see a pteranodon for real. Jack studied the picture of the odd-looking creature soaring through the sky. Ah! Screamed Annie. What? Said Jack. A monster! Annie cried. She pointed out the treehouse window. Stop pretending, Annie, said Jack. No, really, said Annie. Jack looked out the window. A giant creature was gliding above the treetops. He had a long, weird crest on the back of his head, a skinny beak, and huge bat-like wings. It was a real, live pteranodon. The creature curved through the sky. He was coming straight toward the treehouse. He looked like a glider plane. And then the wind began to blow. The leaves trembled, and suddenly the creature soared up high into the sky. Jack nearly fell out the window trying to see it. The wind picked up. It was whistling now. The treehouse started to spin. What's happening? Jack cried. Get down, shouted Annie. She pulled him back from the window. The treehouse was spinning, faster and faster. Jack squeezed his eyes shut. He held on to Annie. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Jack opened his eyes. Sunlight slanted through the window. There was Annie, the books, his backpack. The treehouse was still high up in an oak tree, but it wasn't the same oak tree. I wonder where they are. We'll find out in the next chapter. So for now, you're going to push pause in just a moment. You're going to make sure you have your Magic Treehouse Dinosaurs Before Dark packet. You can answer the questions for Chapter 2, and when you're ready, push play and we'll answer the questions together. Okay, hopefully you had a chance to answer the questions in your packet. So we're going to read the questions together, and then you can check your answers and see if we can find evidence in the book to help us understand that your answers were correct or that we need to make a change. So, Chapter 2. It says, which book was Jack most excited about? Was it A, the Night book, B, the Treehouse book, or C, the Dinosaur book? You should have circled C. The Dinosaur book is the one that Jack was looking at when he was in the treehouse. Annie was looking at a book about castles. Number 2. Why did Annie scream? Annie screamed because she saw a monster, right? That's the title of our chapter, the monster. Wasn't really a monster. It was actually a pteranodon. So why did Annie scream? Annie screamed because she saw a pteranodon. And number 3 says, which event happened first? Was it A, the treehouse spun faster and faster, B, the wind began to blow, or C, Jack held on to Annie with his eyes shut? What happened first, as we can find on page 9, is that the wind began to blow. After the wind started to blow, the treehouse was spinning on page 12, and then Jack squeezed his eyes shut and held on to Annie. So the first thing that happened was the wind began to blow. So you should have circled letter B. All right, that was chapter 2. If you want to hear chapter 3, click onto the next video and I'll see you there.